Welcome to the Film Log 19 that takes place in Cannes, France. It's almost 12 on my second full day in Cannes, and unfortunately it's also my last day. I couldn't make it longer, but even just being here 2.5 days has been a great school. In a couple of minutes I'm joining my producer that I'm seeing actually, and we are going to attend a VR experience, so I'll catch with you later. Okay, I'm still in Cannes, but a little bit far away from the glam right now. I'm back at the apartment where we stopped for a couple of hours to work, and I've decided to try finish recording this episode here because otherwise the day is just going to unfold and it's going to postpone everything. After 2.5 days in Cannes, I think the main word is that it's intense, it's interesting, there's a lot of layers to it, and here is what I've learned so far. Basically, there are several types of meetings. There are the official meetings that you set up with people where you're going to meet them, you pitch the movie, or you're meeting them because you want to learn about what they're doing, what they can offer. And there are the unofficial meetings where you're meeting people at parties, at cocktails. And in those type of meetings, you don't want to be too pushy, you don't want to give your flyer if it's not appropriate. It's more about casual conversation, taking the temperature, maybe trying your pitch, just flexing your muscles and seeing if it can lead somewhere. But most of the time, I feel like it's a seed that you're planting for an opportunity to, if you meet another time, to say, we met that time. I am very lucky because I am with a producer who has experience in the industry, so she has access to people, she has emails, and she is able to contact people and line up some meetings. One of the positive points is that as a producer, every morning she has access to the producer's breakfast or network, and basically it's 12 tables with one guest per table, and you get to meet this person that might be the head of a lab or the head of Kickstarter, a member of Netflix, a member of a production company, distributor, sales agent. So it's very interesting and a great way to ask questions and get these people to see your face. This is of course something you can only have if you have a producer and a badge that gives you access to this event. But I've met a lot of filmmakers who are here. They came by themselves with their pitch and they bought a pass and they are trying to crash parties and get to know people. So this is something that still happens. It would be hard for me to say how efficient it is. All I can say is that it's probably costly and it takes a lot of energy. Even with having access to a lot of people and getting meetings, you always get to meet more people, and it's basically an endless dance. If you're an introvert, which I am, it gets very intense. Which is why I think it's very hard if you're on your own and you don't know anyone, because you are in a sea of people who are trying to hustle and gain attention and sell their project, and there are this little group of people who have the power to make a difference for you, and everybody is trying to get something from them. Now, I might be wrong, I don't know, time will tell. I'm leaving tomorrow, but my producer is staying for a few more days, and I guess the ripple effects will just happen in a few weeks from now. Next week I will do another episode about Cannes, what I've learned on small or big matters, but right now I'm just going to talk a little bit about how we prepped with my producer. 2 days before going to Cannes, what we did is that we really sat and worked on having our pitch clear, and we have different ways of introducing our story, her and I, but we want to make sure that the keywords and key concepts always appear in our discussions. So when someone talks to her and after talks to me, it doesn't feel like they're telling two completely different stories. So we worked very hard on that, and so far it's been paying off, because when we're pitching, it's fluid and we get people's attention and we can feel a sense of excitement. It's nice just to feel genuine interest in a story. Whatever happens, you know that you're telling your story well, and that's precious, I think. The other thing we also made sure of is that we knew how to introduce each other and that we knew how to introduce ourselves. Those points seems like details, but at the end of the day, when you really have few minutes and someone is like, what's your story about? What have you done before? Who are you? And you know you just need to grab their attention and make sure not to forget important stuff. it's good that you train before and you make sure that you know how to talk about your partners as well. One of the very interesting parts is that in one of the first meetings I completely forgot to talk about the vlog and mentorless, and it turned out that people are super interested about the concept of it and this idea of following the process. I think really I cannot emphasize it enough in a world that sends so many messages and outputs and tries to get your attention. Being able to get curiosity and to see sparkle of interest in people's eyes is a very good first step. After that, you need to deliver, but the first step is important too. So whatever the story you're working on, whether it's a feature or a web series or whatever, maybe try to think of a feasible way for you to offer a complementary project on the side. It might help people to want to know more about what you're doing. At least that's what I'm feeling right now. That's it for today. Next week will also be about Cannes. Make sure to subscribe if you want to follow the journey, spread the word, and I'll see you next week.